If you don't know these 6 cuts, then you don't know longsword. Let me show you how real fighters train their cuts. So today I'll show you the 6 cuts you can do with a longsword. But these cuts are made with a true edge. As I've told you in one of my previous videos, there's a difference between a true edge and the false edge. So the long edge and the short edge. The true edge is the one that faces your opponent when you're holding your sword with your crossguard to one specific side and the other one faces you. It's easy to remember. The side of the edge which faces your opponent when you're holding your sword just like this, that's the true edge. And that's why it's called the long edge, because it has more distance when you're attacking. And the short edge is the one that faces you, so the false edge. The false edge is a lot shorter to attack with. That's why it's called short. But it's still detrimental to know. But for now, we'll just stick to our long edge, to our true edge. I marked it here on my crossguard. Just before we begin, let me tell you, hi, I'm Michael Kozin, and my mission is to help just video gamers get off of their video games, their shitty video games that gaming companies profit out of your laziness. So just grab a stick, come to your backyard or just to the park, and let's train. Let's begin with 2 fundamental cuts, downward cuts, from each of your side. They're called in Italic swordplay fendenti. So the 1 and the 2. If you're right-handed, then get into your fencing position. Like I told you in my previous videos, grab your longsword in your short guard and get your sword a bit closer to your right shoulder. That's your first position for your cuts. If you're left-handed, then the other way around. Then grab your longsword with your main hand beneath the crossguard, the second hand on your pommel, and place your sword here. But I'll stick to my right-handed because I'm right-handed. So for my lefties, you have to just remember to switch the sides. Right now we'll drill the first cut, the fendente from our main side, so the downward cut from just our stronger side. Something like this, just a full swing with coming back. So let's begin. We're doing 10 repetitions of this cut. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Moving on, we'll change something up a bit. We'll do the same cut, but we'll end it at the center line to our opponent. So with our tip towards our opponent, like we want to do a cut and then a thrust. But we don't train thrusts right now. We'll do just only cuts. So let's begin. 10 repetitions. Let's start with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Remember, when you're cutting, use the leverage of your 2 hands on your hilt. That's the most important thing that you have to remember about longsword, that the momentum of the cut doesn't come from the raw strength of your entire body. Most of the momentum comes with controlling the blade with your grip and the leverage you can deliver to your opponent. This one move is very powerful because even though if your opponent even holds slight guard which can cover himself from your attack with this motion, it still can just a bit break through his own blade and come to himself. Because just in sword fighting, the whole point is not to hit the opponent's blade. The whole point is to hit him directly. To the head, to the chest, to the hands even. Next in line, we'll do the same thing, but from our non-main side, from our left side. You're right-handed, then we go to our left stance. And from here, we'll do a whole cut. So let's begin with me. 10 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And just like here, we'll do the same thing, but we'll end our cut on the center line, around the place where our blade connects with the opponent's body. So here. Let's begin. 10 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next tip I forgot to tell you is that you should extend your arms when you're cutting. We don't want to cut with our blade, with our hands, close to our chest, because it doesn't have any reach with our melee weapon. The longsword has truly big potential of distance. So we can attack someone being out of distance ourselves with our longer just blade. That's why it's called longsword. Yeah, and that's why we use two hands to control it better, because the power, the force of two hands in one object is a lot more, not even powerful, it's even more quicker than just sometimes one-handed weapons, because you have just two hands controlling one object, and you can do it very quickly, even if it has more weight than just one-handed weapons. Moving on, next in line is our upward cuts. These are called sottani in Italic swordplay, and we'll do the same thing, but here we'll don't do the phase when we'll end our point at our opponent. We'll just do the normal cut to the end, which ends like this. So our point still faces our opponent when we end our cut, but it's more higher than our just usual position here from our downward cut. With our downward cut, sorry. So let's begin from our main side, from the right side. Firstly, we'll start from our low guard here, so we can cut from right low to our left high. So here. Let's begin. 10 repetitions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. As you could see, I didn't really came back to my initial position the same way as I did the cut. When I finished my cut, I came back to my short guard here, and I turned my blade downwards here. And then I did a cut. So the sotani, the upward cuts, are a bit weird for beginners to train, but they look really flashy. At least that. Let's begin with our left side, so our other side. So we'll start here and we'll end our cut diagonally in our posta finestra here. So our Windows guard with our tip facing towards our opponent. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Before we go further, I've shown you 2 ways of practicing your upward cuts. So at the beginning, stick to only the easiest versions, which is the one where you already hold your blade here to do a cut. So to do upward cuts, just start with these positions. Remember about the edge alignment. So we don't want to bash our opponent with the flat blade. We want to cut him with our edge. That's why we have to remember to cut with our long edge, with our true edge, just as I've marked my padded longswords here. The second version of these upward cuts you can train yourself are these when you initially start in your short guard and you do this wheelie motion from here with your leverage of your hands. So you turn your blade here, like you want to reload it to yourself, then you start to turn your blade downwards, and then you extend your arms here. The same goes for the left side. You want to do a circle with the tip of your sword. You're marking a circle with the tip of your sword, and then you do a cut. This version of upward cuts is the most powerful ones because you have you build up more momentum than just with this kind of motion. You have a lot more energy to cut someone's hands or even chest upwards. Moving on to our last 2 sides of cutting are our horizontal cuts. These cuts probably are the most basic for you to understand because they go in a horizontal way through your opponent. So you want to target with your tip the high part of your opponent's chest and the neck area. So you want to cut his nipples or the neck or shoulders. Let's start with our right side. Let's do 10 repetitions. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. and adding on to this, we'll do 10 repetitions, but we'll end our cut to the center line. It could be facing a bit to the side, there's no problem, but we want to end our cut with our tip pointing towards our opponent. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Relax your shoulders because they tense up pretty quickly. And let's do it from our left side. But we'll do the whole cut. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And to progress our drill, we'll do 10 repetitions, but we'll end our cut to the center line, pointing towards our opponent. Let's begin. Oh, and before we go further, remember to turn your rear hand when you're cutting from your non-dominant side to our right side. We use the power of our hips to control ourselves and our weapon. As you can see, I don't just swing here. I turn a bit my rear foot, staying on my toes here. So let's begin the actual solo drill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. I have a few tips for you when you will be repeating what I would recommend for you to do these solo drills. First of all, don't swing it like it's a baseball bat. It's not Dark Souls that you need a lot of force, a lot of power behind your cut. We want to maintain our control of our blade with proper motion at first. And I started to look into my second tip, that you don't need to do it as quickly as possible because you'll build bad habits. And that's the worst thing you could do right now. Just do it sloppy and quickly. You'll make more mistakes than you can count on your fingers. We want to strike, we want to do a cut with proper edge alignment. We want to control our blade, and we want to build a muscle memory. When applied to real fighting, real sword fighting and sparring, you can do a proper cut, of course with speed, but with proper technique that will save your exchange or even your life. Moving on with our solo drills, right now we'll link our each cut, but we'll link only the one type of each of these 6 cuts. So we'll link our downward cuts here, then we'll link only the upward cuts, and then only the horizontal ones. Okay, let's begin with downward cuts. 10 repetitions and the full motion of a cut. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Next in line is upward cuts. So we'll start in our short guard and we'll do a circle motion with our blade. Let's begin. starting from our right side, of course. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. And moving on to our horizontal cuts. So we'll link each of our cut here 10 times. Let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very nice, friend. So relax a bit. So what I would encourage you to do is to film yourself. At the beginning it will feel awkward as hell. Let me tell you, I was very stressed when I filmed myself looking at my own camera, just like right now. But it will help you to see the small mistakes you do from the other point of view. Moving on to our last solo drill is we want to link each of our 6 cuts here into one solo drill. So before we do it, remember to go slow at first. Even though right now I may be speeding up a bit, so I'll do a bit faster movements than you, but I can do it. But for you, I really recommend for you is to go slow at first and be mindful of your wrists, because sword fighting can create a lot of pain and discomfort in your wrists. So just be mindful, like really. You can see that in some of my videos I do this weird motion with my wrist, like I'm trying to, I don't know, rotate my hand, just like here. I do this motion because my wrists sometimes hurt. That's why just don't overtrain them, like be mindful. Let's actually do the solo drill. Remember to start from your right side. We'll do 5 repetitions of the whole sequence. So let's begin. Downward right, downward left, upward right, upward left, horizontal right, horizontal left. Once more. Downward right, downward left, upward right, left, horizontal right, horizontal left. Downward, upward, upward, horizontal, horizontal, downward, downward, upward, upward, horizontal, horizontal, downward, downward, upward, upward, horizontal, horizontal. Very nice. Very good. Relax your shoulders and relax your arms, bro. You know what? Some people will laugh at you because you're training outside with a stick or with a paddle longsword. But trust me, bro, don't even acknowledge them. These people are not made for this. They're stuck in their own lazy system of playing their shitty video games, which gaming companies profit out of this just herd of people. What we do here is something more. It's something really powerful that you can master yourself. But of course, sword fighting is made with at least 2 people. So the most experience you can get is just put on your mask, grab your padded longsword, and 1v1 someone who's just better than you. you'll learn 5 times quicker each of your mistake than just solo drilling these cuts. But these solo drills that I've shown you on my channel, they're important because they are your first step into the world of historical European martial arts. And of course, the longsword, because let's be honest, training longsword and wielding it like a warrior feels awesome. It's really fucking fun. But coming back to these people that comment on your practicing out here, outside, don't be insecure about them. They're projecting their own insecurities onto yourself. Just don't think about them. If they try to talk to you or something like that, just be happy that they're interested in you. Or if they're watching you from the balconies, just wave at them. And that's all. Just don't acknowledge them as much as you need to. If you thought about leaving these kind of people behind in your life, like your video games friends, like your lazy colleagues and so on, you need a proper brotherhood. You need people who train this kind of hobby, not even a hobby, it's a sport, a martial sport even, which creates a strong warrior out of you. Not at the beginning, of course, but it will train your mind, it will train your body into becoming someone more capable, someone more powerful. And that's why I post these videos, because smaller me never had a teacher, never had a mentor or a channel or a brotherhood like here. And if you're interested in more specific informations and my own feedback about your form on sword fighting and the real brotherhood that everyone needs in each of these sports, I've created a group called From Gamer to Swordsman, where inside I'm building from the ground up my own longsword beginner course, which is designed for people just like you, who didn't ever even tried to swing a longsword for real. They just swung their swords in video games. But most of all, the most important thing that you can get inside is the brotherhood, is the feedback from people who train the same thing, who probably are a level higher than you, so they can give you proper feedback on your form, even about these cuts. I really recommend you to check out this community. It's a goldmine of powerful knowledge and powerful people. And remember, always take the initiative.